Christina, so we're going to perform the clot test. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you're going to execute it. Okay? So when you step on the platform, your feet are going to be hip width apart, and your toes are just going to be on the edge of the legs. Okay, so not off, but on the edge. You're going to extend your arms out in front of you, just like you're shooting a gun. Head and eyes are nice and level, so you're just looking out on the horizon. Which one is your dominant leg, left or right?
Right.
Okay, so you're going to start on your left leg. Once you're on your left leg, your right leg will come off slightly, so about 15 degrees. You're going to step off with your left leg and try to stick the landing. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So just wait for my instructions and then you can start. Okay, so let's start on your left foot. And go out. Good. And switch to your right foot. Okay, good. That's all. During the clot test, upon landing, I observed knee bend, which would indicate weak hamstrings, as well as a medial hop inside, which would indicate weak adductors. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you how to do the movement, and then you're going to execute it from. Okay. So when you step on the board, you're going to put your feet right between those two dots there. Okay, so the middle of your foot's going to go between the dots. And you want to turn your feet slightly out, just about 5 degrees or so. Okay? Arms come out straight out in front, and eyes are going to be nice and level, so is your head. So you're going to look straight ahead. Are those instructions clear?
Yeah.
Okay, from here, you're going to balance the board. So your job will be to balance the board the entire time while getting as low as you can in a 5-second count. And that's not standing all the way up. Okay? So I'm going to help you with balancing the board. Okay, so let's balance the board. Go ahead. Good. And good, you can step up. During the rocker board test, I noticed the torso falling forward, as well as hips shifting back, which would indicate a tight psoas, as well as a knee wobble at 90 degrees, which would indicate that there's an adhesion between the adductor magnus as well as the medial hamstring. Okay, Christina, so now we're going to perform the wobble board test. So as you can see, there's only one pivot point, so now the board's going to not only move from front to back, it's going to move from side to side. Okay? As you approach the board, which one's your weaker foot? Left?
My left.
Okay, so we're going to start with your left. You're going to stand hip width apart. The center of your foot will go over right in the middle of that blue mark. You're going to turn your toes ever so slightly out, so about 10 degrees out. You're going to slide your opposite leg straight back. And you're going to turn that heel slightly out so your hips are nice and square. Hands on the hips, eyes looking straight ahead. So now, as I start the movement, I'm going to drive my knee as far forward as possible, taking 4 seconds to get all the way to the bottom. And then coming all the way up. Are those instructions clear?
Yeah.
So slightly out for the back. Turn your toes slightly out. And so let's balance the board together. Okay. And go ahead.
During the wobble board assessment, I made the following observations. So Christina's knee was caving in, which would indicate a weak VMO. She ended up on her toes in the assessment, which would indicate weak glutes, as well as there was a little bit of lean from side to side, which would indicate a weak QL.
Okay, Christina, so now we're going to perform the sit-fit test. Okay, so we're going to start by standing directly behind the sit-fit with your feet hip-width apart. Okay, so that the foot that's going on there first is going to be directly behind the sit-fit. Front foot, the arch of your front foot is going to go right in the middle of the sit-fit, and you're going to just turn your toes slightly up, so about 5 to 10 degrees. You're going to slide your back foot straight back, so still in line with your hips. You're going to turn that heel slightly out. Hands are on your hips, eyes looking straight ahead. As you're coming down, you're going to drag your knee as far forward as you can and come down on a 4 count. So it's going to take you 4 seconds to get all the way to the bottom. We're going to come all the way. You can step off, and then we're going to switch feet. Are those instructions clear?
Yeah.
So let's start. Which one's your weak foot? Up.
My left.
Okay, so we're going to start with your left. Okay, so just wait for my instructions. Go ahead. All the way. And switch. Go ahead. Okay, great.
During the sit-fit assessment, I observed that Christina ended up on her toes, once again indicating that she has weak glutes, as well as her foot caving in, which would indicate weak ankle supinators.